Good morning. I'm Mrs. Bailey, and I teach first grade at William Ramsey. Today, I want to talk to you about the weather. We'll discuss different types of weather that we might see throughout the year and how it affects our daily lives as people. We will look at a scholastic news magazine and then get a chance to think about how the weather has affected each one of us at different times. We'll take some time to sketch and write towards the end of the time together today. Let's get started. First, let's talk about some words that might be helpful when we're talking about the weather. This is lightning. Can you say that with me? Lightning. What do you think lightning is? Lightning is a flash of light in the sky when electricity moves between clouds or between a cloud and the ground. This picture has a lot of lightning in it. I'm wondering, how do you think lightning affects what people and animals do? Hmm. Well, if it's lightning in the sky, it's probably storming, so it could also be raining. I bet that means people might want to go inside somewhere to stay safe. What about animals? Do you think they would do the same thing? This word is downpour. Read it with me. Downpour. From the picture, what do you think a downpour might be? Yes, it says right here, a heavy rainstorm. So when it downpours, it is raining hard. You can see there's an umbrella here. I bet that's helping the person stay dry. This says hail. Wow. Just by looking at the picture, can you think about what you predict hail might be? You could say, I predict hail is, yeah, it looks like ice, doesn't it? It says balls of ice that fall from the clouds. Wow, so it's like rain, but it's ice instead of water. Read this with me. Rainbow. An arc of colors in the air. A rainbow is made when sunlight hits water drops. Think about the last time you saw a rainbow. When did you see it? Did you see it on a bright and sunny day? Or maybe you saw it after it rained and the sun came out. Rainbows need both sun and water. I bet those words got your brain all warmed up to continue thinking about the weather today. We're going to take a look at a scholastic news magazine. You probably know a lot about scholastic news magazines. I bet you've used them with your teacher before. We're going to take a look at one today all about the weather. And it's about how the weather sometimes affects people. So while we look at this today, I want you to think, how is the weather that's happening affecting the little girl in the Scholastic News magazine? We'll talk about that after we're done. I bet just by looking at the front cover of this news magazine, you're already thinking, this little girl was supposed to play a soccer game. Do you think it will happen? Let's find out. It says, My Wild Weather Day. The caption here says, The day of my big soccer game had the weirdest weather. ever. I can tell she thinks it's weird. Look at her face. So it's raining. What else do you see in the picture that tells us how the weather is? Yeah, we see rain, we see dark clouds, and it's really hard to see where the sun is. The day the weather went wild. It says, as you read, look for words that describe the weather. Oh, we'll have to keep that in our mind too. We're thinking about our predictions about this little girl's soccer game. And we're also thinking about finding and listening for words that describe the weather. So we have two jobs that we need to do today while we listen and read together. The day of my big soccer game, the weather changed 6 times. Wow. Here's number one. The morning was chilly. I wore a long-sleeved shirt. I could see my breath in the air. Brrr. Time to go to the game. Wow, this reminds me of this morning. This morning when I walked outside, it was very chilly. The sun made things a little bit warmer throughout the rest of the day. So now I'm thinking, I wonder if her day will change like that. Maybe it's chilly in the morning and it gets warmer throughout the day. Let's keep reading to find out. Number two, it got hot. Oh, my prediction was right. Were you thinking that too? I was running a lot during the game, but that's not the only reason I was sweating. The weather had changed. Suddenly, it wasn't chilly anymore. It was 70 degrees. It was hot. I wished I could take off that long sleeve shirt. It looks like she had some water to drink, which was probably a good idea if she was feeling hot. 3. It began to rain. It started pouring during the game. It was a total downpour. Oh my goodness, I see a word that describes the weather. Do you? What word do you see? Yeah, downpour. Remember, a downpour is a really heavy rain. We could go like this. That's a downpour. We slid and flipped and we lost the game. Oh well. We all went out for pizza. I was soaked. My clothes dripped all over the table. There was thunder and lightning. This is the 4th time the weather changed. After pizza, we drove home. Lightning lit up the sky. Boom! We heard thunder. The rain was so heavy, I couldn't wait to get home. Did you hear another word that describes the weather? Whisper it to me. Lightning. Lightning describes how the weather was. So, first in the morning, it was chilly. Then it got hot. And then it rained. And then there was lightning. That's 4 different kinds of weather in one day. Let's see what other weather could happen. 5. It started to hail. Wait a second. Do you remember what hail is? Oh, yeah. It's ice that falls from the clouds. Oh boy, what a crazy day. I couldn't believe it. Little balls of ice started to fall. It was hail. We finally got home. I picked up the hail. It was freezing. 6. Look, a rainbow. I went inside. I changed into dry clothes. What a relief. By then, the hail had stopped. I looked outside. The most beautiful rainbow was in the sky. This was the craziest weather day ever. Oh my goodness. Can you turn to someone next to you or whisper to your hand or tell me on the TV? Tell me what the weather was like first in the morning, and then what happened next, and then how it changed again, and then the fourth kind of weather, and then the fifth crazy weather that happened, and then the weather that the girl saw last. Tell me about it. Yeah, in the morning it was really chilly. That's right, then it got hot. And it rained. What about the next one? Yeah, there was lightning, and then it hailed those ice balls from the sky. What about number 6? Yeah, finally a rainbow. My goodness, all in just one day. I have a question to answer now, right? Before we started reading the Scholastic News magazine, I asked you to be thinking, how did the weather affect the little girl? So now we need to answer that question. How did all of the strange weather in that Scholastic News magazine affect the little girl? How did it change her day? Let's think. She was supposed to have a soccer game. You know what? Let's start back at the beginning of her day. How did the weather in the morning affect her? Let's see. Do you remember what happened in the morning? She could see her breath. It was so chilly. So, in the morning, the weather made her feel cold. In the morning, in the morning, the weather made her feel cold. What else? How else did the weather affect her? Let's see. Did she get a chance to play soccer? She did. Oh, but after it was cold, she started playing soccer, and then the weather got a lot warmer. She even said it was hot. So when it got hot, she got, do you remember what she got in the picture? She needed to stop playing so that she could get what? Yeah, she needed to get a drink. So when the weather got hot, she got thirsty. When the weather got hot, she got thirsty. Are there any other ways that the weather affected her? And it started out chilly, then it got hot. Oh, you're right. Yep, it rained. She got all wet. The rain made her all wet. Oh my goodness. So many different ways that the weather affected the little girl. We wrote, In the morning, the weather made her feel cold. When the weather got hot, she got thirsty. The rain made her all wet. I wonder if you can think about how the weather has affected you. Are you thinking? Me too. I like to go for walks in my neighborhood. And earlier last week, it rained. You could even say there were downpours, lots and lots of rain. And so on that day, I didn't go for a walk because it was raining most of the day. That's how the weather affected me. I didn't get my normal exercise because it was raining. Can you think of a time that the weather affected you? I just told you a story about how I love to go for walks in my neighborhood. And the other day, it rained all day, so I couldn't go for a walk. The weather was affecting what I wanted to do or what I normally do every day. I couldn't go for my walk. So I started sketching a little picture because I'm going to do some writing about the weather. And so I started by sketching a picture of me walking. This is what I like to do every day. I'm going to keep sketching my picture, but I'm thinking you probably had a time, just like I had a time when the weather made me change my plans. So think for a second. Was there a time that what was happening outside the weather made you change your plan? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to get some paper. Maybe you have a journal at home that your teacher gave you before you left school. Or maybe you have some computer paper. I was able to grab a little bit of computer paper to do this work today. Maybe you have a tablet that you can open up an app on so that you can make a sketch and some writing. Whatever tools you have at home to be able to draw and write, get those now, okay? I'll wait. Now we're going to spend some time sketching and writing. We're going to listen to some music while we do it. That's what we do sometimes in my classroom. So I'm going to work on my sketch. You work on yours, okay? Every once in a while, we might stop and chat about what we've got. Let's get started. How's it going? Yeah. I was thinking about putting myself here in the window, kind of like with a sad face, because it's raining. I can't go for my walk. Will you stop and tell me about what you've got so far? This is what I've got. Tell me about what you've got. I see. Wow. You've done a great job. You also had weather affect your life. It happens to everyone. I'm going to take some time now to do some writing. I'm going to write about this time. So let's see. I think I'll have to write maybe 2 sentences. Maybe 3. I like to walk in my neighborhood. Let me write that now. I like. Hey, that's a snap word. Can you spell it with me? L-I-K-E. I like to. Another snap word. To. T-O spells two. Let me reread my writing so that I remember what I need to say. It says, I like to walk. Walk starts with W. Walk in. You guys, another snap word. Spell it in with me. I-N, in. I like to walk in my snap word. M-Y, my. I like to walk in my neighborhood. Ooh, that's a big word. Will you clap how many syllables are in neighborhood with me? Neighborhood. I heard 3 claps, 3 parts in that word. That means I can break it up into 3 parts when I'm writing it. The first part is nay. Neighbor. Okay. Neighborhood. Ooh, I know that one. The word hood has a vowel team in it. All right, here's what I've got. I like to walk in my neighborhood. The other day, it rained. The other day, it rained. I could not go for my walk. I could not go for my walk. There's what I wrote. I sketched my pictures and I wrote about the time that the weather really changed my plans. I want you to keep working on yours, okay? Listen to the music, sketch, and write. Even if you're not finished, I wanted to bring us back together because our time together today is almost up. You can keep working after we're done. Today, we discussed many kinds of weather. We read about a little girl who was affected by 6 different kinds of weather in just one day. Then, we took some time to think about how the weather has affected us recently. I hope you'll take some time to share the work you've done today with someone at home. You could also share it with your teacher, maybe through Seesaw, by taking a picture of it. I'm sure your teacher would love to see and hear some of the writing you've worked on today. Thanks for joining me.